Local record stores are seeing a boost in business, and it's coming from a trend many thought had faded away.
This blast from the past continues to spin shockwaves through the music industry.
Local record shops will offer special releases, deals, and live music.
The idea of dropping a needle on a record is like a magical experience.
In 2025, sales of vinyl records grew for a 19th consecutive year.
They've fallen in love with the media. It actually makes them feel better. It's literally therapeutic because they're not on a device, that they're choosing to stop and just enjoy.
As for vinyl, the beat goes on.
Vinyl records are one of the many ways to listen to music, but not exactly the most convenient. With the growing popularity of music streaming services over the past decade, all hope seemed lost for physical media. Until now. There are many different types of vinyl, be that because of their rarity, common or rare, or because of their type, plain black, plain white, coloured, colour translucent, engraved, shaped, splattered, and liquid filled, to name a few. Some also come with goodies, be that something normal like a photo booklet, a 7-inch single, a lyric booklet, a poster, a digital download code, and occasionally a signed card. But sometimes they come with very unique items, such as a calendar that can't be used for 30 years. While music streaming services are the most common way to listen to music in 2026, there has been a steady increase in record purchases in the last decade. Vinyl records were the most popular form of physical media in music from 1973 to 1986. Since being invented in the 1940s, for decades they were the only way to own a copy of your favourite tracks. Then, in 1988, record sales dropped dramatically, being replaced by CDs, which doubled peak vinyl sales and peaked themselves in 1999. CDs stayed as the dominant form of physical media for music until the mid-2010s. They were replaced by music streaming services and, surprisingly, vinyl. In the last few years, music streaming has become the most popular way to consume music. Vinyl has overtaken CDs as the most popular form of physical media for music once again. But the main question is still on everyone's mind. Why? Most people will take out their phones when they want to listen to music. They open their preferred music streaming app and play their favourite tunes. Some may think that streaming music is a good way to support artists. It isn't. When you stream music, only a very small percentage of the generated revenue goes to the artist, usually around 13 to 16%. This makes it hard for artists that aren't mainstream to make a living wage, considering platforms like Spotify pay as little as 1/300th of a penny per stream. Selling physical media and merchandise gives a significantly higher number of the revenue to the artists, usually splitting their profits with labels by 70-30 or 50-50. An example of the power of vinyl records is with the 2026 collaborative album Help 2. Help 2 is an album featuring a number of well-known artists that have come together to help support children in need in conflict areas, with all of the proceeds from the album supporting War Child UK to protect, educate, and stand up for the rights of children living through conflict around the world. It shows how artists can use their music to help people less fortunate than ourselves.
Do you speak another language except from English?
Yeah, I speak Greek and I speak French, yeah.
Are we all good to go again?
Yeah. It's sounding good. I wonder whether we get the tram obviously on its own later.
We definitely will,
Sometimes, buying vinyls can be done as a memorial to the artist. The Liverpool-based duo Hers were killed in a car accident while touring in America in March of 2019. They were only 24 and 25. Their tour manager also died in the crash, aged 37. The group's record label, High Store Hit, said their energy, vibrancy, and talent came to define our label. The profits from their music sales have been given to their families, and fans, both new and old, use their merchandise as a way of remembrance.
Good start. Wreck your tech.
Yeah. So my name's Matt and I run Tangled Parrot Records, based in Carmarthen, Swansea and Hay-on-Wye. I mean, the first record I really remember, having any impact on me was Sex Pistols, Never Mind the Bollocks. I was into punk. Well, I heard that. I suppose music had always been around. You always hear music, don't you? Even as a kid, before you even know that you're listening to music and appreciated it. But I think that was the first record I went, oh, this is really interesting. So I've been doing this 26 years now, so I had a sort of collection already. I was DJing a bit as well when I started. It was a period around 2006-07 where record shops were closing. Every week record shops were closing because of digital. It had a massive impact on record shops, which is why Record Store Day started, try and drive people back into record shops. And I'd say since then there's been a sort of steady increase. I think initially it was kind of people probably my age-ish. One thing I'd definitely say now is I've got more young people coming in now than I've ever had in the 20-odd years. Vinyl coming back to me almost was like a reaction to digital. People went, actually, we quite like having something physical and tangible. And I think there's nothing does it better than a record, The artwork's there, you've got all the artwork, you've got all the information on the back. And there's something about a record as well that I always talk about engagement. So if an LP forces you to listen to it because you've got to get up. 20 minutes later, you've got to get up. You can't just bugger off, and walk around the room, You've got to actually kind of be there. I think for people who aren't that bothered with music, digital does the job. They don't really care, they don't need. But for people who are really into music, we want better engagement. That's the best word I've come up with for what it is that it gives you. It gives you engagement. It gives you engagement with the artist and the producer, the group, but it also gives you engagement with the sound. And I think if you're really into music, that's kind of what you're searching for. I think people get a lot of happiness out of music. Music's something that really enriches our lives, Obviously, I think it's kind of vital part of us as humans, is sort of sharing music enjoyment and appreciation. So yeah, I'm definitely glad about it. Thank you very much. Cheers, Sam. And good luck with it. Good luck with your.
In the modern world that we live in, a lot of the things we own can be taken away in an instant. Digital licenses for games, books, movies, and of course, music don't truly give you ownership of what you're buying. Vinyl isn't bought just to listen to the music. It's a feeling. It's for a deeper connection between artists and their fans, sharing exclusive material, building a connection in new communities, helping those less fortunate, and remembering